You have complete full liberty to just get up and dance and show it to us. You can also do
I
that.
am, I am, I am obviously because it's a virtual interview. We all know that we all wear shorts downstairs, and you only have good clothes upstairs.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Nothing But the Tea. We are super excited to have you here, and we are even more excited to have on our guest today, Macedon Dmello. You must know him from shows like D3 and Bindas Nach, and his acting and dancing skills definitely precede him. I'm sure you also know him from Desi Hoppers, who were the winners of WDC in 2015. That is an amazing roster of achievements, but it's just the gist. We can find out so much more once we start this interview. So let's get on with it. We're going to start off with our first question. So let's just get right into it. Growing up, a lot of us have these dreams and these career options we want to always pursue, and we just want to ask you: was dance always the first thing you loved, and was it something you were passionate about, or was it something else initially?
Oh well, dance has always been like my number one passion. To be very honest, in college is when I was a little more serious about it because obviously when you start when you're in college and and you're a part of a crew or you're dancing, you get a lot of fame at that particular moment. So that was a little that attracted me initially. But then when I switched colleges, I was in Xavier's first. Then I switched to HR. There it was a total different ball game because what happened was. From how Xavier's is to what HR is, it was totally different. But what happened, like that the whole fame aspect changed completely for me. But as a dancer, I grew a lot. Like it completely changed how my outlook towards dance was. Couple of years later, we did go and win World of Dance, and we did a lot of things apart from that. So yes, as as dance was always a passion for me, but I just went with the flow with eventually, and then when it became a career, it just happened. To be very honest.
That's a very nice way of, like, you fell into your passion and it worked out for you.
Yep.
So we're very happy about that. So we know you're also the jack of all trades when it comes to every single dance style out there. Can you tell us one dance style you're really passionate about and why you are passionate about it?
So firstly, I am I don't know I have knowledge about all the dance styles, but I don't know them per se. But one dance style that I really love is hip hop. It's because uh, it it just comes naturally to me, and the entire culture of hip hop, obviously, because a lot of people think that hip hop is just a few cool moves, and that's about it. But hip hop has an entire culture, and now fortunately there's also a course that you can do and learn. That's it's affiliated. I forgot the name of the academy and the institute, but yeah, you do have a proper hip hop course where you can learn what the entire culture is all about.
So you earlier mentioned the World Dance Championship. How did you get into the Desi Hoppers, and how did you guys come across that that amazing opportunity, and that you also won it? So how did all of that happen?
Well, so firstly, what happened was I was doing D3. D3 was the show on Channel V. It was a fiction show, and out there we had a lot of dance performances. Yeah, and me and Shantanu always had this dream that we want to represent India. We want to do something for the country because a lot of we knew we had that potential. Like as a country, India did have that potential, but we just didn't have that opportunity. So Nimit, another friend of ours, who was also part of Desi Hoppers, we three he was our college friend. Plus he was he used to come and choreograph a few pieces in D3, and we thought we should try and do something else. So we pitched this idea to Palki ma'am. So Palki ma'am was the one who was working with BBC at that point, and she said, "Wait, let me. This is a really beautiful idea, and you guys are really passionate. Let me pitch it to BBC." So she pitched that idea to them, saying, why don't we create a show around it where these guys are actually forming a crew and coming together and trying to form a crew, like not just have dancers from Mumbai, but audition all over the country and see if we can form a crew and eventually go to the world of dance. So the plan wasn't the plan was just key. Let's just form a crew and practice and perform at the world of dance. That was all. That was it. So obviously there were a lot of auditions that happened. Everything happened. This that, and then Desi Opus was formed. So we obviously we used to rehearse for I think 1.5 month, no 2 months, 12 hours a day. So 10 in the morning, 10 in the night. So and obviously we weren't really sure as to what's going to happen. We just wanted it, yeah. from India, there's this from India, there's a first crew that's going and performing. So if not winning was not even in our agenda. But if not winning, at least we should probably put up a good show so that people don't say like Arey, what are these Indians doing out here? And so yeah, so that was the thought process, and fortunately we won, and the rest is history, I
That
would
is,
say.
that's such an amazing, like how you've explained it to me. You really told me the timeline of how you guys,
Yeah.
were created Desi Hopper, sorry, and became the championships. Like y'all won, y'all were the winners of 2015, which is really amazing. It's
Thank
a
you.
true inspiration story. So you mentioned D3 previously. Do you think that D3 launched you into the limelight?
Yes, I would say it did because that was the first break that I got, and it was totally unplanned in terms of I never thought that I wanted to even get into the aspect of acting, because back then it was all about I just wanted to be a choreographer, I wanted to dance, and there wasn't any fixed goal at that particular point. But when it happened, eventually in a year, I was like, okay, fine, this is great, and it's going on well. And in like after like probably say 2 years, I was like, hey, I like this, I like this, part of what's happening with my life. So yes, it did throw me into the limelight, but post that there were things that I had to obviously figure out because so yeah.
Can you tell us one of the funniest moments you've had on set at D3?
Oh, funniest moment. Oh my God. So there have been like, obviously, because it was almost a 4 year show, there have been a lot of funny moments. But what we used to do, because we were like six guys, and even though we had multiple makeup rooms, but we always like to chill in one particular makeup room because we were like, let's just have fun and chill, sit together, talk. So sometimes when we used to get really bored, we used to just play act and fight and we just scream at each other and blah blah blah. And then suddenly, like the makeup guy used to open the door and we used to all just be quiet. We'd be like, "What happened?" And they should be like, "Arey, but you guys were fighting, right? Like, what happened?" We're like, "No, no, I mean, only why do you think we're fighting?" So and they used to get so like they used to be like what are these guys up to? Like, what are they on? And why are they behaving like this? So that was one thing we used to prank with the like with most of the makeup artists, and usually when new people came in, we used to do it with them.
I can imagine that must have been such a bonding session for everyone that who came new on the
Yeah,
show and everything.
yeah.
So, with your amazing dance career and acting career, I was stalking your Instagram and you have some very funny reels, I must say, really
Thank
hilarious
you.
ones. And I just wanted to ask you, for a person who is beginning in content creation, a beginner who's just come on Instagram, wants to probably get to where you are, do you have any tips for someone and any advice for someone like that?
Someone who's starting out, well, firstly, get your basics right. Like a lot of people think that it's okay not to have the aesthetics in terms of having a ring light or a good mic or a good background. Like get that right first before you even start creating. First, figure out what niche and what genre you want to do. Like you can't just get into it and be like okay, fine, I want to do comedy or I want to dance or maybe I want to do fashion. So pick one particular genre, then research a little bit on that genre, see who are the creators that are doing well and why are they doing well. You'll have to probably do a little R&D, and then obviously when you start creating, have your own touch to it. Because if you don't have your own touch, it's not going to connect to people. At the same time, make it as relatable as possible, but make it relatable in terms where uh, where people also connect to you, but they also realize that you have a particular style. Because what happens is if you don't have your own individuality when you create content, it's not going to garner, or it's not going to reach out to people that were watching you. So I think that's very important, where you have a plan firstly, and maybe have like a set of 10-15 videos before you post something. Have a good set of 10-15 videos and have someone who's going to critique it, not criticize it, but critique it in terms of say, hey, okay, fine, this is what I'm planning to do, how does it look, do you think it's fine, do you think it's not, and not do it with one person, have like 2-3 people, and
I think that's very valuable advice for people who are starting out, because I feel like some people just think that, oh, I'm just going to create one video and I'm going to go viral, but
yeah,
that's not the
yeah,
case.
that's never gonna happen.
So I wanted to ask you, do you think artists and dancers in our country especially get enough exposure, enough chances and amount to really showcase their talent? in our country specifically?
Right now, yes. Currently, I would say maybe 5 years back it wasn't the same scenario because there were dance reality shows. Just one aspect of it were just like happening. They were just building up. Right now, there are so many platforms. Not only in your reality shows, because there are a couple of reality shows. There are regional reality shows also. So you have reality shows in like there's a Maharashtrian dance reality show. There's a South dance reality show, and Hindi is obviously there, and there are a couple of them. Plus, you also have a lot of a lot of events that are happening for dance, ground events. I would say a lot of ground events also are happening. Plus, you obviously have your reels where you can always showcase and do whatever you want, and people will eventually then follow you if you like it. So yes, right now, a, a lot of people can showcase whatever they want to. Earlier, it wasn't that easy because obviously there wasn't Instagram 8, 7, 8 years. Instagram just started off 10 years back. So back then it was difficult because the resources were very little.
So, following up to that question, I wanted to ask you what are some of the obstacles that you had faced when you were just starting out as a dancer
when
and
I
a
just
creative person in the field?
when I just started off, I think the only problem was finance, because back then a lot of people did. I was fortunate enough that my parents thought ki, okay, fine, you do what you want to do as long as you're going to be happy, and you know what you're doing. Obviously I didn't know what I was doing, but I was just happy, and eventually things panned out well. But yeah, I would say fine, because what happens is, if you're eventually, after a couple of years, if you're not financially stable, you still think, am I doing this right? And am I for a lot of people it's very easy to say, oh my god, he's following his passion, and he's doing well, he's won the world of dance. But you don't really know what's going behind the scene, right? Like it's only the fame, and only the good things are what is visible to the people who are watching you, but people don't really know, okay, fine, is it financially sustainable, is it financially stable? Is obviously, when every day I wake up, it's not like I know what I want to do.
So, in your very successful career, I might say, and so many more years to go, can you tell us one valuable life lesson that you've learned in the span that you've been doing this?
One valuable life lesson I would say is, do what always do what you feel like. A lot of people will tell you, do this, do that, but at the end of the day, always follow your instinct, follow your gut feeling, and always have a backup. Always have a backup, no matter how much you think it's going to work out. Because yeah, a lot of successful people say you shouldn't have a backup, because then you probably have your 50% of, or maybe 25% of your concentration and focus on your backup. Have it ready, but it just needs to be there, so that you can fall back to it.
Okay, so since you mentioned backup, can you tell us what your backup is currently?
My backup currently, I am working for a firm. So I am a content creator, but I also handle content partnerships with a firm right now, where I am helping them with creating content. I'm helping the creators that are assigned to them, helping them create content. So I am that is my complete backup. Earlier it wasn't like, okay, fine, what if not? But right now, I'm able to create content, I'm able to have my own backup, plus I'm able to dance. Obviously it's a hustle. Obviously you cannot it's not like, I'm chilling and I'm working and I'm dancing. No, I my ring light is right here, like it's on right now, and it's always in this position, like, whenever I'm at home.
I like that you mentioned it's a hustle, and when you love what you're doing, it doesn't feel like it's a hustle. It feels like
Yeah.
it's just passion that's coming out of you. I think that's really great. Our last question for this interview is: can you tell us your most cherished memory from college?
From college. Oh, college, oh my god, I feel so old right now. But I think my most cherished memory was, I think when we won Malhar. So Malhar was this college fest that Xavier's has usually, and back then it was really big. Like, it was the college fest to be a part of, and that was my first time ever that I participated in. And I was freaking out because, for me it was really new to perform in something like this, even though I had been dancing for a couple of years earlier. But that was really different. So, when we went out and the way the crowd cheered. I still remember that because I got goosebumps. I was like, whoa, dude, like what is this? I've never had this kind of support, and people knew me because obviously I was part of the contingent team, so they were so throughout for like we danced. I don't remember how much. I think 6 minutes or 7 minutes. I think, yeah. Throughout every moment or every every move that we did, the crowd was totally crazy. Like that energy, I still remember and I still have it. I still feel it in my skin, I would say. So yeah, that is one moment that I would probably cherish. Back in my one of my best college memories, and even when I was in HR, my first year out, no, I think my third year, my last year, where we obviously performed, and I thought we wouldn't win because I was like, whatever, दिन नहीं हो पाया जो भी है, and I really wanted to win. So we were sitting in college and we were like, what's the scene, have the results come out, and then we were all on our terrace, and that's when they like earlier they used to announce it on in the foyer in the event itself. Then later on they were like, we'll give you score sheets and blah blah. So we came back to college and we're chilling, and then we got to know we won. So I was like, chalo, hat trick is complete. My job is done here. I can now pass out in peace.
I think I understand, because like who will ever forget that the first moment you come on stage and everyone is cheering for you, and
Yeah.
the goosebumps. I can
Yeah.
imagine that must have been an amazing feeling at that moment. So we have 5 rapid fire questions that we really want to know what your answers are, and we're super excited to ask you. So the first one is your go-to dance move anytime a song comes on.
My go-to dance move. Currently, I don't know. I don't know the name of the step because it's something that I've invented, but it's a footwork that I usually do always. So it's called. It's not called anything, but there's no move as such. But one thing that I love to do also is the shake. It's called the shake that I love to do.
You have complete full liberty to just get up and dance and show it to us. You
No,
can
because
also do that.
I am obviously, because it's a virtual interview. We all know that we all wear shorts downstairs, and you only have good clothes upstairs. So yeah, but yeah, shake is something that I love to do. It's a upper body move, so we can do it.
Nice. Okay, the next question we have is a song that you love a lot, and if it plays, you'll immediately vibe to it.
Only You by Rick Hassani.
That is a nice song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The third question we have is your first celebrity crush.
My first celebrity crush. Uh, Back in school, Udita Goswami.
I wish I was old enough to know who that was.
She's very, very old man.
Okay.
And then very, very old.
And the fourth question we have is a TikTok dance that you currently are not a fan of.
Oh, I don't like any of them.
What? Are you serious?
I hate all of these trends that come in, especially I don't like TikTok trends. I don't like trends. So what I try to, some of them obviously I do, because you have to follow a particular way of doing whatever. But most of them I try to always mock and make a funny video out of it. So yeah, current one that I don't like is that the whole touch it that's going on. Touch up, no, sorry, touch it
And bend over.
and bend over, yeah. That
Yeah.
one.
Okay. I will reframe the last question that we have. Can you tell us a dance trend that you do really like?
One dance trend that I like currently, it's the butterfly feet. Yes.
Oh yeah, I think
Yeah.
I've seen this.
Yeah,
around.
it's a very cool move, and it's a little difficult. So I've been practicing till I get it right. I don't want to put it out. So yeah.
Okay, and we have one last question. You mentioned your friend Shantanu. It's a fill in the blank, so you have to tell us Shantanu is dash.
Focused.
Focused. Nice. Was he also in Xavier's with you?
No, he was in HR with me. So
Oh, okay.
Xavier's was, yeah. The first year we were competitors. The next year we were crewmates. And yeah, because I shifted to HR.
I like the enemies to friends
Yeah.
relationship. Anyway, that is the end of our interview, and it has been such a pleasure talking to you and getting to know about you. I
Thank
hope
you.
that you had a great time, and I hope we can do this again sometime soon.
Yes, thank you so much, Jessica. It was really fun, and yeah, I had a time. I had fun. Yeah, it's good to sometimes go back to the times where you actually started and be like, oh yeah, this is what I did back then, because usually on a regular day people don't really ask you these questions, and you really have to just keep hustling and do your thing. But it's good to get to refresh back those memories. It's just a good thing to have. Thank you so much for having me.